Are you looking for the best electric dirt bikes? In this video we will look at some of the 5 best electric dirt bikes on the market. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description, so make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Number 1. Razor MX650. Highlight: powerful electric motor makes this compact motocross one of the best on the market. Helpful review: after 2 decades of riding bikes, I can confidently say I've tried almost every bike out there. From forest trails to racetracks, I've learned the ins and outs of building and servicing bikes myself. I know bikes. Despite some mixed reviews, I want to clarify right away, this is not going to compare to dirt bikes worth thousands of dollars, but it's only a quarter of the price. That said, don't let that discourage you. This electric bike is one of my favorites for many reasons. The maintenance is incredibly easy. No oil changes, simple brakes, just like a bicycle, and no carburetor. This is a simple, straightforward ride. Many used bikes at this price point don't come close to this new electric model. I bought this bike for my 8-year-old daughter, even though the warnings say it's not for kids younger than teens. But really, it's not that complicated. I'd argue this bike is safer for an 8-year-old than a 15-year-old driving a car. So, despite its teen-oriented design, this is a fantastic option for 8 to 10-year-olds. Based on a neighbor's experience, I can confidently say it works as a solid choice for a serious electric dirt bike for 10-year-olds as well. Though I bought this for my daughter, I love it just as much, if not more. I've tested it on the same trails as my actual dirt bike and have had no issues. One thing to note, this bike is designed for flat terrain. It loses power on hills, especially with my heavier weight. My daughter doesn't have as much of a problem, but I have to tweak the rear sprocket to ride uphill. I've seen reviews that claim the power isn't great, but that hasn't been my experience. My daughter can ride it for hours, and even with my weight, it still lasts over an hour. Overall, it's durable, rugged, and withstands plenty of falls from both of us. This bike is 100% worth it. Fran H. Number 2. EVERCROSS EV12M. Highlight: with an age range of 3 to 12, it's a suitable fit for younger kids. Helpful review: I'm so glad I bought this for my nephew. Right out of the box, the bike has a sleek design and looks fantastic. The speed maxes out at 15 miles per hour, not too fast, but still thrilling for kids and reassuring for parents. Since it's an electric motocross bike, it's rechargeable, making it super convenient. The battery typically lasts 8 to 9 miles, depending on the charge. If safety is a concern, I recommend investing in a helmet, pads, and starting with slower speeds. Pro tip: charge it overnight, as the charging process can take a while. Motor: the motor is powerful, handling steeper hills with ease and performing well on longer rides. Battery: the battery lasts long enough for a round trip, just make sure to measure the distance beforehand. Assembly: putting it together was a breeze, it took under an hour. It's also low maintenance compared to gas-powered bikes, making it a budget-friendly option in the long run. Overall experience: my nephew is thrilled with this bike and has learned a valuable lesson about responsibility. After forgetting to charge it once, he's now on top of ensuring it's ready to go for every ride. He also takes safety seriously, which is a great bonus for his learning and independence. A neighbor's thoughts: delivery was surprisingly quick, and setup took less than 30 minutes. While it's designed for kids, I couldn't resist testing it myself, and it's incredibly stable and well-made. I'd confidently recommend it as an electric motorcycle for 10-year-olds and even up to 12 or 13-year-olds, depending on their size. Our 10-year-old rides it everywhere in the neighborhood and does it in style. Charging is simple, and while I prefer not letting the battery dip below 50%, it doesn't take long to juice back up. This bike is a great beginner-friendly electric motorbike, perfect for kids, and for adults who are kids at heart. Number 3. Hiboy DK1. Highlight: awesome authentic design for an electric bike. Helpful review: talk about durable, While some parts are plastic, the outer frame is solid metal, giving it a sturdy and premium feel. Assembly was a breeze, just a few bolts, and it's ready to go. The 3-speed modes are a great feature, allowing for slower speeds for beginners and faster ones for those with more experience. And trust me, this bike packs a punch. It's more powerful than I expected. During setup, I accidentally hit the throttle too hard and left a mark on my floor. Be careful with that. The battery life is excellent, lasting just over 90 minutes, which is perfect for extended playtime for both kids and adults. This bike can handle rough terrain like potholes and tree roots without any issues, making it incredibly durable. Honestly, I wish I had something like this when I was a kid. I can't recommend this bike enough. It's sturdy, has an impressive battery life, and includes great safety features that make me feel at ease when my little boy rides it. Plus, the sleek design is a big win. It looks just like a real motorcycle. It's also a fantastic tool for teaching kids how to balance and steer. Charging the battery takes about 5 hours, which is reasonable compared to other bikes that take an entire night. Honestly, the fact that it's electric is a huge bonus. My kids love it so much that if it didn't eventually run out of battery, they'd probably never stop riding. A gas-powered bike would be way too expensive to keep up with their enthusiasm. The 300W motor and high-quality design really set this bike apart from cheaper models. If you're looking for one of the best electric bikes for younger kids, this is it. Highly recommend. Number 4. Razor RSF 650. Highlight. Rechargeable 36V battery can be quickly changed when needed. Helpful review. Even though this bike is advertised for ages 16 and older, it's absolutely the perfect electric dirt bike for 12-year-olds. Let me explain. With 4 kids ranging from 7 to 13 years old, I needed a high-quality bike that would keep them all entertained, and I know bikes. We've got bikes for every terrain, tracks, roads, forests, and all sizes. For my younger kids, this electric bike is hands down the best I've found. Yes, it's a few $100s more than my 2-stroke 47 cubic centimeters, but trust me, it's worth it. When delivered, it's almost fully assembled, just attach the handlebars, and you're ready to go. The brake handles were pre-installed and adjusted perfectly, which was a nice bonus. Setup took no more than 10 minutes from unboxing to riding. With a weight range from 50 to 200 pounds, it worked great for both my son, 50 pounds, and me, 200 pounds. Lighter riders may find it a bit jerky at first, but otherwise, it's a smooth experience. The brakes are solid, the wheels glide effortlessly, and the suspension handles bumps like a champ. This bike is not just fun, it's also a great way to teach kids balance and steering skills, preparing them for real motorcycles someday. Safety is key, so helmets and pads are a must. From my experience, this is the perfect electric motorcycle for 12 and 13-year-olds, and even younger kids if they're confident riders. A neighbor's thoughts. Shipping was incredibly fast through Amazon, and I was able to set a delivery window to ensure it arrived when I needed it. The box arrived in pristine condition, and assembly was a breeze, just slide in the handlebars. Razor did an amazing job designing this bike. It looks fantastic and performs even better. The bike is faster for lighter riders but can still handle heavier folks like me with ease, just gaining speed a little slower. My 14-year-old son took it to full speed without any issues. The suspension and shocks worked flawlessly, and he absolutely loves it. For that reason, I'm giving this bike a solid 10 stars. Number 5. Razor MX400. Highlight. Electric motorbike is styled and built just like a real dirt bike. Helpful review. My 7-year-old has always wanted to follow in his dad's footsteps. He rides a Harley, so we decided to start him off with a beginner bike. This electric dirt bike turned out to be the perfect choice. Pros. Maintenance is incredibly easy. Unlike gas bikes, there's no need for fuel, oil changes, or carburetor fixes. There are also no engine parts that get hot enough to burn little legs, which is a huge relief. The speed is just right for a 7-year-old, fast enough to be exciting but not overwhelming. Battery life is great, giving him plenty of time for a solid riding session. Cons. The basic on-off throttle switch isn't ideal for beginners, though this can be fixed by adding an aftermarket controller. The lack of suspension makes it bumpy off-road, though it's fine on pavement. It could feel a bit fast for younger riders, but swapping the sprocket for one that adds torque and limits top speed could help. Despite these minor issues, the bike is perfect for a first-time rider. My son absolutely loves it, and it's doing exactly what it's supposed to, teaching him to ride while having fun. On to a few words from a friend. If you're looking for an electric dirt bike for 7-year-olds, this is an excellent choice. I bought it as both a reward and a teaching tool for my son to help him learn responsibility while also having fun. The bike has no clutch but mimics the throttle and brake placement of a gas-powered motorcycle, making it an easy transition to more advanced bikes later. A standout feature is the safety cutoff, which stops the bike if both the throttle and brake are applied simultaneously. This is a game-changer for beginners who might panic and hit both at once. The bike is sturdy, has great battery life, and looks sleek. The speed is solid for its purpose, and while it takes a bit of time to charge, charging it overnight solves that problem. For the price and the joy it brings my son, it's worth every penny. Highly recommend this bike as a starter option.